Yo, what a crazy match that was. Whoever would have thought that that match was going to end up to be a 7-goal thriller as Manchester City take down Newcastle United up there at St. James Park. But before we get going on that, I want to say, yo, shout out, much love to everybody that's been supporting the channel. And if you don't know, you new around here, yo, this is Blue as Our City, Manchester City fan channel. Consider subscribing, like the video if you guys are digging the content, but most importantly, get at me in the comments. It just helps us grow the family and link up with our brothers and our sisters across all continents, bro. So let me kind of get into this match, man. Yo, I predicted a 2-1 win, and yo, who would have thought we was going to see that type of match, man? So I want to say I'm proud of the boys for getting it done, but it was not easy at all. So the first talking point is, yo, we got to get into the fact that starting lineup. That starting lineup was definitely interesting. And why was it so interesting? Mr. Scott Carson getting a chance to represent Manchester City as being that goalkeeper. I thought I was going to see Edison. I thought I might have seen Zach Steffens, but yo, he pulled out the Scott Carson card. And I think it's been 10 years since we see Scott Carson's last on a match in the Premier League. So that was very interesting on Pep's behalf. But yo, other than that, in the starting lineups, he made some very interesting choices, which I figured we would definitely see like the second string squad. But the one I did get right was definitely Mr. Eric Garcia. I figured he was going to play Eric Garcia in this match. Cole Palmer actually was on the bench. I thought Cole Palmer would have got a chance to play in this match, but yo, it didn't happen. And probably because the game was just most closer than what we thought. And every time you play Newcastle, for me, period, I always think Newcastle's a tough matchup for some odd reason. I was comfortable with the Boxing Day result, but yo, today was just much closer than what it needed to be. So let's get into why it was a little bit much closer than what it should have been, in my opinion. So, yo, first of all, let me get into this starting lineup because I definitely want to promise you guys that. So we had Raheem Sterling on the left. My man, sensational, Mr. Torres on the right, followed with my man Gabriel Jesus. And then the back four was definitely Mr. João Cancelo on the left. We had Nathan Ake, who just had a stinker. And then we had Eric Garcia, followed by my man Kyle Walker. In midfield, we saw Rodri, we saw Ilkay Gundogan, and then we saw my man Bernardo Silva, which was, most of that starting line was, kind of predictable. But the Scott Carson card, I can't even get over that. But yo, Nathan Ake was shocking in this match. So yo, let's kind of get into this. So yo, the game starts off, it's not really much action going on in the game, but I want to say this, the one thing that I did notice is that, yo, Newcastle was looking deadly. Every time they got the ball on the counter attack, they got some runners in there. My man St. Maximin, then they had Joe Willock up there, and then Joel Linton. So, yo, they was looking kind of deadly running in the spaces. And then right around, I want to say, if you see me looking over here, I'm just looking at my notes because I want to make sure I get this right. But right around, I think it was like the 23rd, 24th minute, Newcastle was looking deadly, and then Kyle Walker, they had an opportunity. It was breaking on us on the counter attack, and then Kyle Walker ended up with the nice block, but also getting, the ball hit him in the nads, and he's over there like crutching, as us all dudes do, you know what I mean? You get hit in the nads, what you supposed to do? You're going to need a breather. So all of a sudden that happened. I bring that up to say 1 minute later, because the ball obviously went out for the corner. They get the corner, John Joe Shelby doing what he does, puts in a nice ball, and then Nathan Ake, man, with his positional sense, I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but it's maybe, down to this zonal marking that we like to do here at Manchester City. But, Nathan Ake, in my opinion, he's got to get tighter. And then next thing you know, my man Richie scores for Newcastle. I think it was right around the 25th minute, and it's 1-0 to Newcastle. And I'm saying to myself, man, damn, I hate this team. It's just something about Newcastle that I absolutely hate, especially when you playing them at St. James Park. But they go up 1-0 after that, and then Manchester City managed to get back in the match, right around the, I want to say around the 39th minute. My man João Cancelo on the left-hand side puts in a nice ball. It really wasn't really a shot. I mean, he took the shot on target, but it just happened to get a deflection from one of the Newcastle players. And I want to say it was Mr. Murphy that got the deflection from, and the keeper just had no chance around that. But, yo, João Cancelo had to be far out. I didn't think that shot was ever going in until it caught the deflection. And it's 1 1-1 to Manchester City. It's draw at that point. It's drew at that point 1-1. But, what happened right after that? My man Torres with the goal of the season. And this is what I got to talk about. Forget what happened in the first half. The only thing you need to know is that you just saw the goal of the season. It was none other than my man, Mr. Torres, put it in. So we get Manchester City end up getting a free kick. And then all of a sudden, Ilkay Gundogan puts it in. And my man Torres with the no-look flick goal. And I mean, it was just, you got to be full of confidence to do something like that. And I know a lot of people be talking about my man Torres because we haven't really seen him of late, be his best form. But just know one thing, you looking at the future Manchester City striker, because I'm telling you, don't get your hopes up, and I'm probably sure you're not going to like this, but Pep Guardiola is not going to go out there and get a striker, because I'm telling you, this guy is magic when he's on form. You see him do well when he plays for Spain. You know what I mean? You saw him do well early in the season in the Champions League. But my man is clinical in front of goal once he get those opportunities. I know he's been up and down, but he is a youngster. And my man Torres, I'm telling you, that was the goal of the season. I mean, what was that? Bop! It's just sitting like, bop! Newcastle, no chance. They keeper, no chance absolutely at all. So you just watch poetry in motion with that goal. So it ended up being 2-1 Manchester City kind of going into the halftime break. Now I got to turn on my notes because, something crazy happened right there at the end of the half, man. That was just absolutely asinine. And what do I mean by that? It's about the end of the half. And the only thing I can remember is that Newcastle is obviously breaking on their opportunity, and they basically get an opportunity where they break on us because they were looking deadly from the counter attack, especially because Manchester City, we like to throw our fullback so far forward, and Newcastle was taking advantage of that, just like Chelsea, especially on the left hand side. But in this particular moment, VAR is absolutely, and I must say this, VAR is absolutely shit. And the reason why I'm saying it's absolutely shit is because this man is obviously onside. They call it offside, and then all of a sudden VAR has to get involved. And I'm saying to myself, why are we even going to VAR? And the reason why I say VAR is shit because it makes the referees, in my opinion, very apprehensive to do what they need to do and kind of take control of the match, because they know that VAR is probably like the final say of all. But I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is not even close to being offside. But they end up getting a break. They driving on us, and it just looks like a good opportunity. And next thing you know, my man Ake was responsible for the first goal. He ends up going down, and I think it was Joe Linton that he actually kicked out here. And next thing you know, I gotta fix my microphone right there, but next thing you know, they end up getting a penalty right before the end of the half. And I'm saying to myself, God, Nathan Ake, can you not have nothing worse could pretty much happen to what Nathan Ake had to do in that first half. He definitely looked better in the second half, but he was absolutely shocking. So they ended up getting the penalty after VAR gets involved, and then next thing you know, it's 2-2 going into halftime. It was a penalty in my estimation, but I would like to see Nathan Ake just kind of be, a little stronger in that position, a little bit more steady, not trying to, go down the way he just went down like that. So it is what it is, man. And then next thing you know, they convert the penalty, and it's 2-2 going into half. But then next thing, and I'm looking at this, and what I'm saying next is because I thought Pep Guardiola was going to make some adjustments. I really did think he was going to make some adjustments kind of going into halftime, because one thing we knew about in that halftime, I got to fix this microphone here, but one thing I thought that he was going to be able to do is kind of structure us in a sense to where our fullbacks were not going to go so far forward, because you could see that they were obviously trying to kill us, because once João Cancelo happens to, do what João Cancelo does, he likes to, get the ball and drive, but once he gets the ball and drive, they were just taking the ball right into that space that he was leaving wide open. We saw that against Chelsea, and we definitely saw that against Newcastle today. So that's something that we definitely going to have to pay attention to when it comes to the Champions League final. But Pep Guardiola makes no changes. He has absolute faith in the team, and I loved him for that. You know what I mean? I definitely loved him for that. Now, we get to about the 60th minute. Newcastle is driving on us, and all of a sudden, yo, they down on the Kyle Walker side this time, and I think Eric Garcia gets beat for pace, and then Kyle Walker, he's a speedster, so he tries to get back, but he accidentally kind of shoved the player, and then Newcastle ended up getting the penalty, and my man Joe Willock steps up, and I'm saying to myself, yo, Joe Elton just took the first penalty. Why are we looking at Joe Willock take this penalty? And I guess because Joe Willock was involved in the action, but he ends up stepping up to the penalty spot, takes the kick. My man Scott Carson saves it, but puts it right back into, or he blocks it rather, puts it right back into the line of Joe Willock, and he slots it off the rebound on the left foot. And then next thing you know, it's 3-2 Newcastle. And I'm saying to myself, oh, Idio mio, bro, it's going crazy right now. I can't believe this right now. But right back in action. This is what I loved about Manchester City in this game. We were down, we came back, then we went down again, then we came back. So, you know what I mean? It's already 3-2 Newcastle after about 60 minutes. But then you look over and my man Torres shows up because Gabriel Jesus right around the 64th minute mark of the game is like, yo, Newcastle, what? You want to score? Okay, you got the penalty. We came right back at them 2 minutes later, and then next thing you know, my man Gabriel Jesus was like getting busy on that side, kind of driving on the right-hand side of the defense. He senses the ball for Mr. Torres, who just so happens to catch it sweetly with his left foot, and it's 3-3 after around, 64, 65 minutes. And I was like, yeah, baby, now it's on. You can see the team coming right back. Then all of a sudden, craziness happens. My man João Cancelo, 1 minute later, he's on the left-hand side, puts in a sweet curling ball that I thought was actually going to creep in, but it actually hit the post, and it falls right there. Who? Johnny on the spot, my man, Mr. Torres, right there, picks up his hat trick. And I'm so happy for Mr. Torres because I always thought this guy was clinical, bro. He's one of the best finishers that we got, especially for such a young player. My man is clinical. We just got to have a little bit more faith in him. I know sometimes he kind of does that disappearing act, sometimes when he's playing on the right-hand side, but, we got to find a way to get this man involved. And I think he will be heavily involved come next season once, can't even believe I'm saying this, man. I'm kind of choking up. Once Aguero leaves the club, man, I'm definitely thinking that we're going to see Mr. Torres start playing up top because, the man's clinical, bro. So Manchester City up 4-3 right here around 65 minutes, man. It was so crazy. I mean, it was just back and forth. I think it was like 3 goals in 4 minutes, yo. It was like absolutely crazy. So at that mark, we've already established the game, and then Manchester City doing what we do. We took the sting completely out of the game. I mean, we had to be passing the ball around with the possession, probably like 8 minutes. Man, they couldn't even get the ball off of us. And you could see that the team was just like, let's just keep passing it around, take the sting out of the game. So I really like that. But my man, Mr. Torres, man of the match goes to him, and Manchester City go on to win this match. So that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I definitely think Nathan Ake has to work out some things. He's not in full form. He doesn't play a lot. And today it kind of showed why he doesn't play a lot, but I think he definitely will improve over the course of next season. My man Raheem Sterling didn't have the best game. I'm just going to say that flat out. Everybody knows I love Raheem Sterling, but he didn't have the best game. And what I mean by that is, when he had the ball in the box, especially in the first half, he was doing absolutely well, cutting it back. But outside of the box, he just couldn't find his right touch. But, that just happens sometimes. But I thought Newcastle really played a good match, bro. They just found some spaces, and they was really kind of going after us. And I was kind of shocked at how they was just killing us on that counterattack. But in the second half, you can see that the adjustments my man Pep made to kind of say, nah, let's take a little bit of sting out the game. Let's be a little bit more controlled. And you didn't really see them hitting us on the counterattack. So we obviously get the win. And like I said, man of the match, definitely Mr. Torres. My dude, you are something special. Don't let nobody tell you nothing less. But, honestly, Manchester City fans, have some patience with this guy because you see he is our best finisher. So, it's going to be on into the next match as we look on and take on Brighton here next up. I believe we got Brighton next up. But, Manchester City win in a phenomenally thrilling game. I think my match prediction was 2-1 because we do a lot of 2-1s, but it was good to kind of see, a 4-3, and it was good to see the way we came back in this match. So I want you guys to out there let me know, which one of those goals, or matter of fact, Do you think that that was the goal of the season? Obviously, we might be biased as Manchester City fans, but in my opinion, show me a better goal. I dare you to show me a better goal, but let me know if you guys thought this was definitely the goal of the season. And shout out to my man, Mr. Torres. I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel. I appreciate you. I love you, and enjoy your great weekend, because Manchester City put that smile on all of our faces as we get to rock into the weekend. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I'm out.